Let's start with that decision over tariffs on Friday. The court saying, quote, tariffs are a tax and only Congress has the power to impose taxes. Do you agree with the court's ruling that ultimately the ability to impose tariffs lies with Congress?
Well, this is actually going to go to the Supreme Court next, because the way the law is actually written is the law gives the authority to the president to be able to make decisions regulating imports and exports. And what the president is saying is tariffs is a way to be able to regulate imports and exports. To be very clear, what he is trying to do is to try to get more manufacturing into the United States, to get other countries to be able to open up their markets to American products, and to be able to cut our deficit. So those are the three targets he's trying to accomplish, and he is accomplishing all three of those. We have 10 trade deals that have now been done in 7 very short months with major countries like the EU, with the UK, with the Philippines, with Indonesia, South Korea, Japan. These are enormous trade agreements that have happened. And so for the court to step in and say, hey, he doesn't have the ability to be able to regulate trade, that is within the statute. And it's now going to go to the Supreme Court to be able to determine that.
Well, Senator, here's what former Vice President Mike Pence had to say about tariffs recently. Take a listen.
I saw Secretary Bessent speaking very glowingly about the projection is $300 billion in tariff revenue this year. Well, tariffs are a tax, and American importers and businesses and ultimately consumers pay almost all of that.
Senator, do you acknowledge that Americans ultimately pay the price of tariffs, as we just heard the vice president argue?
Yeah, no question that tariffs are a tax. The question is who actually pays that. Part of it's going to be paid by the importer. Part of it's going to be paid by the exporter on that. It just breaks down product to product. Some products are more the actual consumer going to pay. Some products are more the actual exporter is going to pay. But what we're seeing right now is inflation is still stable at this point. We've not seen a rise in inflation during this time period. As the White House has said over and over again, hey, they're watching that. They're attentive to that to be able to make sure we don't see that. Now, I'm a free trader. I want to see us trade with every single country. But that also means we've got to have a stable program that they've got to be able to receive our products, which they haven't in the past. Now, many of these countries are opening up their markets to American sales. The ultimate thing, what I'm hearing, Kristen, more than anything else from all the companies that I talk to is they just want it to be set. They just want to know what the rules of the road are.